So the biggest problem with Battlefield 2042 is not the specialist system, as many people on social media may have you believe. While I do think the specialist system needs tweaking, they are not the problem. The problem with Battlefield 2042, and why it's going to be a problem most likely a year from now, is the maps. The map design and the map size. What's up, guys? Veteran Gamer here. And today, I want to talk about this big issue surrounding Battlefield 2042. So lately, I've been playing Battlefield 4 and 2042. I've bounced literally back and forth between both games. And it's gotten to a point where I've realized that Battlefield 2042, the biggest issue is with its maps. Especially when you compare it to a game like Battlefield 4. So let's start off with the big issue with the maps. The map design. Okay? The big issue with Battlefield 2042's map design starts off with the objectives. For some reason, and I don't know why they decided to go this route, they have 2 objectives per sector on some maps. It's not every objective, but some of the maps, they have 2 objectives holding 1 sector. What this does is that, first and foremost, it takes a lot longer to hold and control that section of the map. On top of that, what it also does is that it means that everybody just wants to fight in that section of the map. You know, if there's D1 and D2, that's where the action is most of the time, with a little bit of C. You know, A1, A2, E1, E2. It's always like that. No matter how many matches I play on 2042, most of the action is always on the dual sectors. Because if you hold one, you always have that quick spawn, and then you go to the other side and fight the other. Battlefield 4 does not have this. Battlefield 4, it's 1 objective per sector. That's how it should be, because it gives the maps a better flow. Whereas in 2042, everybody just hovers around that 1 section of the map. In some maps, like Renewal, for example, in 2042, the whole bottom half of the map is neglected. Everybody just plays in the top half because the 2 objectives, for some reason, are miles apart from one another. And when you take that and consider another part of the map design is that there is a massive lack of cover in Battlefield 2042. Out of 7 maps, at least 4 of them are flat with wide open spaces, making it a sniper and vehicle fest. Those vehicles and snipers run rampant, and they basically dominate the match because those sections have no cover, right? And it brings me to the other part of the map design, the size. Part of the reason why people are constantly funneling into those small sections with the dual flags is specifically to get back into the action quicker. Because if you, like as I stated before, you hold one, you have that spawn, and then you can just go to the other, and you're back in the action really quickly. Where the other ones, like again, in the bottom of Renewal, you have the B and E, they're miles apart. I mean, miles apart. And then you look at Battlefield 4's maps. Battlefield 4's maps, obviously the game is 64 players, but the maps are smaller. In Battlefield 2042, they made the maps quadruple in size, even though they doubled the player count. So yeah, you double the player count, but the maps are 4 times bigger. Battlefield 4 doesn't have this problem. The maps are smaller, they don't have the dual flags, and it gives the matches a much better flow. There's a reason why the meme about 2042 is that it's a running simulator. Battlefield 4 had that balance of size as well as flow and design. And all of Battlefield 4's maps, most of them, have lots of cover. Sure, some of them don't, and that's to be expected, but a lot of them have plenty of cover. That's not to factor in terms of Battlefield 4, levolution. Yes, 2042 has weather effects and a tornado that comes in, and it's impressive to look at. And it does have some gameplay ramifications when they happen. But it's not like Battlefield 4. In Battlefield 4, when you play on Gold Mode Railway, for example, one of the flags is on a moving train. And that flag will move to the side of the team that controls it, making it harder to take back if it goes all the way to the other end. Another map is Siege of Shanghai. That map has a flag on the highest tower. But if you take down that tower, that flag drops to the ground. And then it's, next thing you know, it's in the wide open space that could be sniped from either side. These are the kinds of things that allowed Battlefield 4 and their map design to stand the test of time. And this is why Battlefield 2042's maps will not. The only way I could see that 2042 can improve their maps and fix their maps is, first and foremost, any map like Manifest and the aforementioned Renewal map. Take the bottom section of that map, trim down like 30% of its size, move the flags closer together, and remove the dual flag sections. Every map should not have a dual flag section. None of them should have it. They need to improve the flow of the matches, as well as, in these open spaces, add some goddamn cover. Nobody wants to go through those sections as an infantryman. Plain and simple. If you're not in a vehicle, nobody's going there. Because you will get picked off by a vehicle or by a sniper. Plain and simple. This is why, in a year from now, if this is not changed, Battlefield 4 will still be the better game. Regardless of the specialists, regardless of the fixes that come. This is what's going to define the game. I understand that for the existing maps, it will be difficult to add something like levolution, but maybe they can do it for new maps and add movable flags. But for the existing ones, I recommend that DICE goes in there, removes the dual, make it one flag, and trim down the maps by about 30% in size. Because what I see right now is that out of 7 maps, only 3 of them are decent. We're talking Discarded, Breakaway, and Manifest. The other 4 are just dog shit. I basically, if I queue up and I play one of those matches, I'll play one, and then if I get put into another one of those shitty maps, I basically leave and try to get one of the better maps. Because they're that bad. And of course, if you're only enjoying 3 maps, then that really impacts replayability. So in short, Battlefield 2042 has a lot of work to do when it comes to its maps. And if they don't do anything to adjust it, in a year from now, many people will still say Battlefield 4, however old it is, 10, 12 years, is still the better Battlefield. This is Veteran Gamer, and I hope to see you guys next time.